morning. So we are going to work on 3.3, okay, which is all about simple interest. Because we are talking about savings account with this one. So we're talking about simple interest like we just said. So how can you calculate? Simple interest earned for your savings account okay, so that's what we're looking at. So I just wanted to get some initial terms for you, everybody. So when we talk about balance, okay, so if we're talking about checking or a savings account, everybody, it's the amount of money in your account. So you'll see us use the abbreviation ACCT for account. Okay. For checking, everybody, and this also goes for credit cards account too, you can have what's called overdraft protection. And you need to be careful about this. So I had a student a couple 3 years ago. So she had where she turned to 18 and all of a sudden they started charging her overdraft fees. Okay. So overdraft protection means it pays if you wrote a check or if you did a debit, okay, or a withdrawal, anything that you do, even though there isn't enough money in the account to cover it. Okay. So even though there isn't enough money, and so when she turned to 18, she went and bought like gas and bought some groceries and bought some food, and then all of those caused an overdraft fee, and those are usually about $35. It can be $25 to $35 depending on how much for each overdraft. So that's just the fee. Okay. So like I was talking about, everybody, so there is a fee and you have to repay that money. So even if you have direct deposit, like into your checking account, they will pay those fees and that overdraft first before you get to pay any of your other bills. Okay. Everybody, so I'm just kind of wanting to go over some terms. So before we get started on talking about simple interest, okay. So which everybody we're talking about, so that then we can start talking about compound interest. But we're going to talk about this one first. All right, so I'm gonna grab my pens. Okay, so simple interest, everybody, is just going to be, so we have our simple interest formula. So this is our simple interest formula. Okay, so it's I is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. Okay, so that's our formula for this. Okay, I is the interest earned. As we're talking about savings accounts. Next semester we'll also talk about like retirement accounts. So it's the interest earned. Okay, and then P is the principal. Okay, so that's the money that you start with. Okay, so that's the amount of money, everybody, that you start with. And then we have R for rate. Okay, and it's a percent, so we write it as a decimal. And then T, of course, is our time in years. So when we're talking about this, everybody, when you see that T, we're always talking about it time in years. Okay. So I also want you to think about, so we can have this. So it's the interest, and then principal, rate, time. Okay. So if we're doing principal, it's going to be the interest divided by the rate times time. Okay. So principal is going to be equal to the interest, rate times time. And then we have time is equal to, and that's going to be the interest is equal to the principal times the rate. And then for the rate, those rates right here, rate's going to be equal to the interest divided by the principal times time. Okay, and then rate, we have to do where we multiply by 100, because remember it's written as a decimal to get back to the percent. Okay, so let's do an example, everybody. So let's say, okay, so we have for Brian. So Brian's has his savings account. Okay, and his has, so for Brian's savings account, he must have at least $500, or he is charged a $4 fee. Which is quite common, especially for savings account. His balance, okay, is $716.23. When he withdrew $225. Okay, and what we want to know is what's his balance. Okay, so we want to know that initial question, everybody, what's his balance? How much money does he have? Okay, so we're going to look at it. So the balance, everybody, so what he starts with is the $716.25. He withdrew $225. So we're going to go ahead and subtract those to get $491. And sorry, everybody, this should be 23. I'm adding my choice account. Okay. So, and now everybody, it went below. Do you all see that? So it went below 500. So now he's going to get charged the $4 fee. And that's one of the main ways that banks make money is their fees. Okay. So his balance is now going to be, so subtract the $4, we get $487.23. Okay, so that's Brian's new balance. Okay, so looking at this one, everybody. So we have another one. So let's say that Vivian. Okay, so Vivian deposits Hopefully I spelled your name right. $1,200 into her account that pays 4.5% simple interest. How much does she have of? So how much money? So how much money does she have after in her account, in her savings account after 3 years? Okay, so we want to know how much money she's going to have in her savings account after 3 years. Okay, so our rate, everybody, is 4.5. Okay, so notice this, so 4.5. Everybody is our rate. Okay, so the rate, everybody, remember, we can take and you can always divide it by 100. It's going to be 0.045. Okay, or you can also take and drop the percent sign and go to the left, add the decimal and the 0. Okay, so you can also do that one. Okay, we need to know our time, everybody. So our time is going to be 3 years. Okay, her balance for this, everybody, or principal, balance is what we're solving for, is 1,200. Okay, so let's go ahead and substitute in using our formula, everybody. So we have interest is going to be equal to principal times the rate times time. So we have that 1,200 times 0.045, the rate is a decimal, times 3. Okay, we multiply that all together, everybody. We get $162. That's how much interest Vivian earned. And then we're going to do principal is going to be equal to, so define the balance, everybody, because we want to know how much is she going to have. Okay, so the balance is going to be equal to principal plus the interest. Okay, everybody, so we're going to add that 1,200 because that's her principal plus the interest, everybody, so $162. Okay, so we get 1,362. So she'd have $1,362. Okay, everybody, you got this.